4 graded stakes races on the card yesterday at Aqueduct. In case you missed it, here they are, starting with the Demoiselle that goes to Zany, giving Todd Pletcher his 10th victory in this race.
And she was clearly much the best in this group, and not a bad group of fillies, but she absolutely passes the distance test, the winner's test, and an 89 Buyer, very sharp final time here, upwards and onwards, a race that Pletcher won with Malathat, with Nest. Look to see her in some big races next year.
She's a perfect 2 for 2, would win by 8 lengths on the line. The next graded stakes race was the Elite Power. How about it goes to Just Beat the Odds, coming in here off an 8-month layoff.
And beat the odds against having that layoff, as you mentioned. And I like right here, you're going to see him start to pull away, extend the distance in the stretch, a nice win. And you would think that maybe shipping down to Gulfstream Park for some of those big races on Pegasus World Cup Day is next.
And he equals a career best 100 Buyer speed figure for that performance. Let's go to the 2-year-old boys and the Remsen. Paladin wins by 2 and collects 10 qualifying points towards the Kentucky Derby.
We found out after the race that he lost a shoe, had a little bit of a cut to his hind pastern, but still gets the job done. Very reminiscent of what Chad Brown, Flavien Prat, and Coolmore Gang did with Sierra Leone, except this time they won it.
Stop the clock in 150 and 4 for 9 furlongs, 85 Buyer for Paladin. Now to the big one, Bishop's Bay in the Cigar Mile. Had some work to do coming in mid-stretch.
He did, and Micah was very game on the front end. It was more of a speed favoring track than we often see at Aqueduct, and somehow able to reel him in late, showing his class. First start for new owners that purchased him for a record sale at Keeneland November breeding stock, and this was the prep for the Saudi Cup. Look to see him overseas next time out for Brad Cox.
He is undefeated with Flavien Prat in the saddle. He is undefeated at Aqueduct, and he is also undefeated at 1 mile. Bishop's Bay, a career best 107 Buyer speed figure. Matt and Joe, that's a recap of the graded stakes races yesterday at Aqueduct, but there was an undercard race that certainly is going to get a lot of attention too, Matt. What was the Buyer that Life and Times got in that allowance victory in race number 7 earlier yesterday?
100 Buyer for Life and Times, and that's on the heels of what was initially a 94 Buyer on debut that the Buyer Associates retroactively moved up to a 104, given the form of that debut and the horses that have come out of that and the figures that they've earned. So Life and Times now is a perfect 2 for 2 with Buyers of 104 and 100 in his first 2 starts. And the fellas in the studio yesterday, as you can see the post parade going on for the opener here, they'd mentioned it. Oftentimes, Joe, older horses that get late starts, you just kind of, I don't want to say you gloss over them, but you go, well, clearly things haven't gone according to plan. This might be one of those late bloomers that there's some real sizzle there.
And that's the thing, too. Even though they're late, they do have time to develop physically into that, and obviously it sure has.
So we'll talk more about that horse, I'm sure, in time. And Bishop's Bay, obviously, is one of the headliners coming out of the day yesterday.